Hello folks and welcome. So today's video is going to be about software. This is Linux Mint 21.2 Xfce desktop, but again this can be applied to the Cinnamon desktops also for Mint. There's two flavors of the Cinnamon desktop, the 21.2 and LMDE6. I have videos on both of those in my library. If you're not a subscriber, I encourage that you subscribe. I have over 200 videos. And for you current subscribers, I'm going to talk about some things and also show you some new tricks on resizing windows if you haven't seen any of my videos lately. But let's talk about software. Discussions have come up about rolling distributions and distributions like Linux Mint, which is not. Rolling distributions sometimes have latest software, and they also are more prone to breakdowns as far as breaking your system when you introduce certain software, because some things just don't play right. So one of the things that I'm going to advocate before I even start is to stick with your package manager for Linux Mint. It doesn't matter what flavor you're on. All right, now I'm going to talk about the reasons why. So I will say, welcome folks. Filming in 1920 by 1080, you can adjust your YouTube player with that gear symbol accordingly. A lot of the YouTube players default to 460. That's a lot less screen resolution that I'm filming in. So to close this welcome screen, I'm going to use Alt and F4. And then I'm going to talk about a couple of tools. One of them is time shift. You should always have that activated if you're going to download any software off the internet. So when you go to the wild, wild west of the internet and you decide, because it's your system, you decided to install software from there, make sure that's running. But I'm going to open up Synaptic first. I'm just going to type in SY and hit enter. Then I'm going to put in my password. So we have three ways to install software on practically any Linux Mint distribution. We have the terminal box. And I'm not really going to get into the commands for running, installing software, but Simple Screen Recorder is what I'm using today, and I installed it from there. But more importantly, you can install software using Terminal, Synaptic Package Manager, and the third option, with especially for new users, is Software Manager. That's all point and click. So this one here contains Flatpak software, and Synaptic does not. So let me talk about packages. 74,000 plus. 2100 plus are installed. Where's the stuff coming from? Well, it's coming from Mint and Ubuntu. So if you're running on LMDE6, for instance, and I do have a video on that currently, this would say Debian across here. It's the same dialog box practically. Same thing goes with the Linux Mint 21.2. That would be Mint and Ubuntu also. But more importantly, you can do searches if you're wanting to use Synaptic. You can go find it, or I'm just going to click on that first one and mark it for install. It requires other goodies, so I mark those and then hit apply. Legends are here. So that's the Debian logo if you're curious. Anyways, I'm going to close this now. But before I do that, I'm going to show you some tricks. Again, if you're a current subscriber, you may have seen some of these. If you are not a subscriber, again, I encourage that you subscribe. So the reason I like to use this pointer is because it has that feature of pointing the tip toward that line. That line just represents the top of the window or box. I'm going to move it below that line. So if you want to talk about being in a general vicinity of here, you can do it here, here, or here. So I'm going to click and hold and pull it straight up and let go of my mouse key. What am I using for a mouse? Standard USB-based mouse. It could be hardwired, it doesn't matter. I'm going to click and hold and pull it down. Click and hold and pull it back up. Click and hold and move it around. I can also double click over here or here. Can I pull it up from here? Yes, you can. And pull it down from there also. Or you can do it the old-fashioned way. You can also use Control Q to close this window. You can of course use the X, and you can also use Alt and F4. Let's open up Software Manager. So Software Manager also contains Flatpak software. That comes from this source here. I'm going to click it. So flathub.org, if you click up the setup, you'll see that other distributions also use this, flathub.org. You'll see Linux Mint here. There's no additional thing required. Linux Mint is based off of what? Well, it's based off of Ubuntu Debian. Or if you want to think about the LMDE6, then it'll be Mint and Debian. Did you know that Ubuntu is based off of Debian? Anyways, different distributions are in here. Lots of them. They all use Flatpak software, or could. So what's the reason that I don't want to go to the wild, wild west of the internet? Well, first of all, there's several reasons that I'm going to talk about this. Let's talk about maybe your LibreOffice. This version here is 7.3. Let's say for some reason you want a Microsoft save format that is Office 2010 365. Well, that's not available here. The highest I can go is 2007 365. The default is usually ODT, OTT. But more importantly, they've got other formats in here. So if that does not suffice for you, and it's a wonderful Office suite, and if that doesn't work for you, you have a couple of choices. You can certainly go to their website and download things, if you know how to do all that stuff. And a lot of times it'll break your system if you mess up. How about doing it the safe way? Go to Libre and click that. Now, this is 7, let me go full screen. So this is 7.6. So again, what was I doing again? Clicking and holding, or double clicking, whichever. All right, 7.6.2.1 is the latest version. I think they just upgraded to 2.2. That would be 7.6.2.2, just like yesterday, I think it was. That's okay. This is the latest version, and this will allow you also to save in that 2010 format, if that's what you require. However, if your current version of your LibreOffice works for you and all the bells and whistles, then I would say not necessary. But let's say you want it to. So FlatHub, just giving you a sample of what that was. So Flatpak software in general is bigger than normal. Why is that? Because it runs in a sandboxed environment, isolated from your system. You can actually look up Flatpak software and get a better definition on the internet. But in general, it's a self-contained package. That's why it's big. It doesn't really require too much stuff from your system. Of course, it requires your screen, your keyboard, and Linux Mint. But other than that, most of the stuff is already here. That's why it's so big. But if you are concerned with disk space, then maybe you want to stick with that. And you can certainly download that stuff off the internet also from the home page, if you know what you're doing. But, I'll do download for a second. Do you know which version you need to install for Linux? Most folks don't. Debian or Red Hat Package Management. You can also get this for Mac and Windows also. But more importantly, most people don't. They don't know where to install it, what directories, what folders, and all that good stuff. And does it update itself? Well, if you install it through this ecosystem here, your system updaters, you will see that occasionally it's updating Flatpak in here, if you have Flatpak software installed. That's one of the reasons I advocate you stay with Software Manager and not go to the internet for a lot of things. But again, another example is VLC, for instance. Here's one version. So you can certainly stick with this one for the system package. It's the Linux Mint logo, if you can't see it. And 13 meg download, 67 on your disk. Does it do everything for you? The 3.0.16. If it does, then don't worry about it. If for some reason you need the higher version, there's the 3.18, 3.0.18. For whatever reason. I don't know every detail of VLC. But there's another version here. Screenshots are also different, as you can see. So there's a lot of things to think about when you're doing software, going full screen. So another one would be dictionaries, maybe, DICT. I like Golden Dictionary, some people maybe not so much. Here's GNOME Dictionary you can install, and here's Golden. give you a screenshot of that. It's got resizing text, and you can also copy not only the text in here, but also the pictures into your word processors, whatever system you're using. You can also enlarge and shrink the text, but you can also enlarge and shrink the text in a lot of things. But you also have Flatpak version. 2 different ones. So that's 1.5.0 RC2, and let's see what this one is. And 1.5 RC2, so essentially the same. So probably this one is probably what I would pick on this particular instance. Okay, but again, I have options, and I'm still staying within Software Manager. I'm not going to the Wild Wild West of the internet. So what happens when you go to the Wild Wild West, and again, this is not the reason for some of this software is because this is not a rolling distribution. Okay, so a lot of times when you introduce software, let's say you downloaded something off the internet and you installed it and you know how to install it, something breaks. Well, let's hope you got TimeShift running. This guy here. TimeShift is found on your installation media also, whether you use the USB or the DVD version. And when you open that up in live mode, when you boot it up with Linux Mint 21.2 Xfce or Cinnamon or LMDE6 or LMDE5 or any of their other flavors, you will find that utility in the menu here. All you got to do is put in TI and find TimeShift, and it'll scan your drive. It won't even ask for a password. You may have to go through the wizard, and if it does, just hit finish. And then it'll scan your drive. Pick a restore point, hit the restore. This is for folks that can't log into their system because it broke. Something broke the system. You downloaded a piece of software. The other thing to remember is when you go to the Wild Wild West of the internet, is the website reputable? You sometimes have malicious software. You've heard of this on Microsoft Windows. But you know what? Linux is not impervious to everything. Just remember that. Stick within the Software Manager or Synaptic Package Manager, and you're probably good to go. If you install software using Terminal, it also gets the same sources from those places right here. They're both, all the software is coming from Mint and Ubuntu, so that when you're doing that in Terminal. Now, for you folks that love to play, you are looking for commands on the internet, you found it, you highlighted it off a web browser, and you pasted it in your terminal. You're really asking for it unless you absolutely know what that command does. And more importantly, there's a lot of folks out there that like to do malicious codes and dump them on the internet just to have fun with you. And I've heard these nightmare stories where somebody punched in a command which wiped out their home directory, possibly even their hard drive, just from a simple code. So be careful what you paste in these boxes from the internet. Thank you for watching.